Hello friends, followers and channel members, welcome back to the channel, and I'm very excited today to give you an exclusive first look preview video showcasing the brand new AI traffic injection from SayIntentions. Now I'm sure many of you will already be familiar with SayIntentions. They offer true AI air traffic control as well as extra add-ons and immersive services such as ground crew, cabin crew, missions that you can fly as well. We've covered all of these before previously on the channel, so check those out if you're wondering. And probably one of the biggest questions I get on every live stream we do is, where is my cabin crew from? Because it's fantastic and it is SayIntentions. Now normally I would always fly and live stream when we're on the VATSIM network, but of course the VATSIM network isn't always fully populated, so you will have probably seen us before using the AI air traffic control from SayIntentions, which can be used while you're on the VATSIM network to fill in the voids where there's no ATC coverage. But the one thing really lacking with that, particularly if you're not flying on an online network, is the lack of traffic. Although hopefully now if you're flying with SayIntentions ATC, you won't be on your own for much longer, and this is what we're looking at in today's video, as I used it with a full flight from London Gatwick Airport up to Manchester. So we'll jump in, get going, and whilst we're flying I will answer some questions that I would imagine many of you will have. One of the things I do want to point out very early is this is still in an alpha version state, so it is not the finished product. So for instance, we could hear a Ryanair aircraft with an American pilot voice, which there may be American pilots for Ryanair, I'm not sure, but that kind of thing is still being upgraded and worked on so that you get the correct sort of accents and dialects for the various airline they're flying for. So naturally we started on the ground to get our clearance from air traffic control, and whilst I was there, yep, I heard lots of other aircraft also requesting their clearances as well.
Gatwick ground, Seabird 797 at gate 23, requesting push and start.
Speedbird 797 London, Gatwick ground push and start approved. Information Juliet is current.
Followed swiftly by the ground ATC, not just directing us but also directing other aircraft, instructing them to hold for the passing EasyJet aircraft, that is me, and of course they too complied. Taxiway instructions as well, of course, were also given with the correct taxiways and things like that. And not just to me, but also aircraft that were taxiing both to the runway and to the terminal after landing. So we'll have a little listen to some of that air traffic control interaction between the AI air traffic control and the AI traffic that's been injected in just a moment. But now's a good time just to chat about some of the key features that this is going to bring. So what you are seeing and hearing is traffic that is based on real world traffic schedules. They are usually dynamically adjusted in the sim for various time and weather, so obviously runways in use will change depending on the weather, that kind of thing, and new schedules are being added in quarterly, but they are looking to increase that fairly soon. What it is not though is live traffic pulled from Flight Radar 24, so it is schedule based. Every aircraft that we see and hear though is being directly interacted with air traffic control from SayIntentions, so it's not just being injected into the sim and then left to do its own thing. It is still being controlled by SayIntentions. They use premium AI generated voices as well, doing their best to match airline pilots with the right accents all over the world, and there's over 1,000 voices currently donated from the community of SayIntentions users that are being used. Now for those of you who are flying airliners and will be thinking about TCAS, that kind of things, then yep, the traffic does show up on onboard TCAS systems. And to actually display the traffic, then the model matcher will support aircraft from FSLTL, AIG, IVAO, MTL, and also just flights FS traffic. So whichever one of those you are using, this is going to be covering it. And of course, one of the things you don't want is a loss in performance, so the team have worked very hard to make sure they've reduced the CPU usage by optimizing their server's architecture. Now, a lot of you will already be familiar with what the traffic sounds like in SayIntentions and the kind of voices you get, but if you're not, here's a little preview of what we heard when we were airborne and in London's controlled airspace.
Easy 59 advance Zulu Tango, descend and maintain flight level 170.
Down to flight level 170, Easy 590 Zulu Tango.
London Control, Air Serbia 72 Kilo, flight level 180.
Air Serbia 72 Kilo, radar contact. Swiss 3 Bravo Zulu contact London Control on 134.125.
Switching to London Control on 134.125. Swiss 3 Bravo Zulu.
And it's really nice to know that those aircraft now are actually there and injected into your sim. No longer are you alone. And you're not just hearing traffic from your departure airport and then traffic at your arrival airport, you have got en route and crossing traffic as well. And just to quickly give you a behind the scenes look at the interface for this, their traffic density slider, which obviously you can adjust, actually it goes up to 11, which is rather unusual. 10 is normally the max, but yeah, it indeed goes up to 11, so you can really fill your skies as much as possible. There's then also the option for additional radio chatter. Now this is because when you are actually en route, you might not hear that much, and you might just want a little bit more immersion for the sakes of listening to other air traffic controllers and pilots, etc. If you turn this on though, these calls are made from aircraft that are not there in your sim. It is basically canned ATC that they will throw in. Now obviously you only have to turn that on if you want some more chatter to be heard during your flight, but ultimately you could leave that turned off so that everything you are hearing is actually there and present. Now, as great as all this sounds, we do still need to remember that it is not yet released on the public build, and it is still very much in the alpha stage, meaning that it is certainly not completed and there are lots of developments still to be made. But if we're talking about things like traffic sequencing and the sort of basics of air traffic control, this has been improved on all the time, and from what I saw in my short flight seemed to work really well, but they do say that there are still issues that need to be ironed out. And as we've heard as well, there is only limited accent model matching with regards to the pilot voices that you hear and the airlines that they are currently representing. For those of you who aren't really interested in airliners but much more general aviation and VFR, well, VFR pattern sequencing is planned in the future with multiplayer synchronization, but that at the moment is not yet supported. Now, as you would expect, I got perfect ATC all the way from Gatwick to Manchester with vectors for ILS sequencing at the end of my flight. We've seen that before on the channel work very well, and I didn't expect any different here and wasn't disappointed. And as you can see, when we landed at Manchester, all the gates were populated, so the traffic was there and waiting. So the question I'm sure many of you will have is, when will this be released to the public? So if you are a user of SayIntentions and you are a premium user with their air traffic control, their target is anywhere between 1 to 4 weeks to make it publicly available. But that of course depends on bugs that can quickly crop up during the testing phases and software development. So whilst they do say up to 4 weeks, we do need to add that little caveat in so that people aren't disappointed if it is any longer. Can you get access to this early? Well, actually, yes, you can. The early alpha stage traffic access is available to anybody who is a partner with SayIntentions, and that is a one-off $50 donation because that is supporting what the team are doing in terms of the research and development. It's only a one-time fee, and partners always get early access to alpha builds of features and help to also play a role in testing for bugs and feeding back to the developers to basically help them make the product as good as it can be. The fact that they offer out these early features to the partners is just their way of saying thank you. If you do want to try SayIntentions for free, they do offer a 24-hour free trial. Check out the link in the video description below if you want to give that a whirl. And you can use that same link down below to access their Entourage package, which is basically all the ground crew and the cabin crew, etc., without the air traffic control features. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below, so do look forward to reading them. Let me know what you think. Personally, for an alpha build, I was very, very impressed. There were no go-arounds, there were no aircraft doing strange things, sequencing all seemed to work very nicely, and even though it is not live traffic in the sense of Flight Radar 24 live, it all seemed very realistic when I was testing out different airports and the kinds of aircraft and airlines that they were getting at each airport. So very nice. If you do have any further questions, then please leave a comment down below. Look forward to reading those, and I'll try and get back and answer those as quickly as I can. Hope you have found the video useful, and of course, if you have, please don't forget to leave a like, and if you're not already a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications bell so you don't miss any of our future videos and of course live stream flights. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all again in the next one. Bye bye for now.